is your answer to the question raised earlier? Yes, you're right. The verb in the first statement must be want instead of wants. In the second statement, the verb must be is instead of are. The rule says when singular and plural subjects are joined by or nor, the verb agrees with the nearer subject. The previous statements, therefore, should be read as 1. Neither Roger nor his sisters want to go to the province. 2. Either the teachers or the principal is present in the program. Now let's examine this dialogue.
You know what? Adela won't want to go to school anymore.
Why?
It's because she don't have any project to submit. Some of our classmates doesn't like to help her.
Well, please tell her she don't have to worry because we are here to help.
I'm sure you felt bad about the conversation, but that's how our students can sometimes talk. They can be careless about the agreement of subject and verb. They are usually confused with the use of don't and doesn't, and they always forget that don't and doesn't must agree with the subject in the sentence. That is, they should use don't with plural subjects and use doesn't with singular subjects. However, with the subjects I and you, don't should be used. With other singular subjects, doesn't must be used. Here are more statements for you to analyze. I want you to look at them carefully and let's find out what makes the statement grammatically unacceptable. 1. Did Alice remember his appointment? 2. If you find my bag, please bring them with you. 3. The teachers demand for her rights. Can you point out the errors in those sentences? In the first example, the pronoun his must be changed to her to agree with Alice. In the second statement, it must be used instead of them to agree with the antecedent bag. The pronoun her in the third sentence must be changed to their to agree with the antecedent teachers. The rule says a pronoun agrees with its antecedent in gender and number. So the statement should be read as follows. 1. Did Alice remember her appointment? 2. If you find my bag, please bring it with you. 3. The teachers demand for their rights. Here is another common error.
Michelle, who gave you that birthday gift?
Well, Mom, one of my friends gave it to me.
Obviously, the phrase one of is always followed by a plural noun or pronoun. Thus, it should be said as, one of my friends gave it to me. Now that we have reviewed some of the critical rules on subject-verb agreement and pronoun antecedent agreement, let us see how grammar points are taught using the pyramidal approach. The pyramidal approach consists of 5 stages: the elicitation or presentation stage, the highlighting of form stage, the controlled practice stage, skills work stage, and the free communication stage. Notice that in the pyramid, the elicitation or presentation stage has the smallest space. That is, the shortest time should be allotted to elicitation or presentation. The space in the diagram gradually increases as you go from highlighting a form to controlled practice to skills work and then finally to the free communication stage, which has the biggest space in the diagram. It only shows that more time should be given to this last stage so that students will have more time to develop fluency in the language. The elicitation or presentation stage is a stage where the students are introduced to grammar items or language forms. This can be done in a natural way or sometimes with activities that will stimulate the interest of the students to learn the grammar item. Let me share with you now the characteristics of a good presentation. First, The presentation of the grammar point should be clear. Students should have no difficulty understanding the situation or the meaning of the language item. Second, a good presentation is efficient. Students should be able to work in a manageable activity. Remember, our aim is to get the students to manipulate the new language. Third, it should be lively and interesting. We want our students to get interested and be involved during the presentation stage. With the help of a good situation and lively teaching, language learning will be more effective. It is also a good chance for the students to remember the new grammar items more easily. Fourth, the presentation should be appropriate. However interesting, funny, or demonstrative the situation is, it should be appropriate for the language that is being presented. In other words, it should be a good vehicle for the presentation of the meaning and use of the grammar point. Finally, the presentation must be productive. The situation the teacher introduces should allow students to communicate freely and fluently. Before I take you to a classroom scene where the elicitation or presentation stage is done, let's pause for a few reminders. Stay tuned